Was that works?
All right. Yeah, we just have legs.
All right, here we are. Hi guys.
No.
We are here for the 20th time.
And not only 20th, but not counting what we're having tonight, we've had 41 different brews.
41 different beers and not a single free one.
Right? What's it take to get a free beer around here?
Yeah, like we'll test your beer. I don't care how crazy it is.
I guess so.
But
well, I'm gonna have to get surgery then.
Yeah.
So we have talked about a slew of different things, drank a slew of different beers, and we're here. We're still going. We may not still have the gigantic fan base we want, but at 100 subscribers, we are going to do a giveaway. We are in the mid-70s right now, so that will be coming fairly soon. Tonight, we're going to talk about some stuff. One topic is going to be something everybody's probably seen and everybody's talking about, so we're going to hop in on that and going to talk about some other shit and do some of our normal shit and drink some beer and
we got some show and tell too that I
and some
totally
show
forgot that
and
I
tell.
had.
Really cool old stuff. Even if you're not a Ford guy, this stuff is super, super, super neat.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to bring a trailer car.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's our 20th live stream that we've done.
20th live stream.
Yeah, not including all our other videos and that.
Right.
This is
just our show.
Pints episodes. Our 20th, and we started this in the beginning of August.
And also something coming soon that
this is just proof positive that we just really like beer.
Yeah, pretty much. So we just really like
And this is just an excuse for us to get together and get drunk.
41 beers that we had, we've only had like 2 or 3 that were kind of shitty.
Hey, Will.
Hey, Will.
Hey, we have a watcher.
Will's gonna be here tomorrow.
Oh, hell yeah!
But they're checking out the houses because actually the same day as her wedding, they're supposed to be moving up here.
Hell yeah!
Nice.
So,
I can't see that name. Oh, hey Zach! Hey! So yeah, really soon we're going to be getting set up. You guys have seen the many racing gaming streams that Chris has done. We're going to get that set up and moved over to Twitch. Actually, Chris and I were talking about. I think we would be better off promoting our video game-esqueness that Chris does over there on Twitch. We might start throwing this on Twitch too, not excluding it from YouTube, but also throwing this on Twitch as well. There's ways.
Yes. OBS will multi-stream. I can stream to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at the same time.
You went over my head on that one.
Yeah,
it's a software.
We've been both looking into it. It's just something to help promote us around because I'm sure more people like seeing us. And I can't.
People like seeing us?
Yeah, people actually do like seeing us.
I disagree.
Well, they enjoy the content.
Right.
So without further ado,
whatever helps you sleep.
Should we start with the beer?
Yes, hold on, I can't read.
I don't know what Zach said or Will said. I can't.
Yeah, mixer also.
Yeah, mixer for sure.
Mixer,
Mixer
2 votes for mixer.
Yeah, mixer is integrated onto the Xbox.
So are we getting our own beer or do we have a beer winch?
I think we might have a beer winch.
But which one do we want to start with? Do we want
Chris, the beer winch.
Well,
sorry.
I'm the beer winch.
No.
Do we want
No, you're not the beer
winch. We want to start with Brian's or do you want to start with my surprise? You want to kick this thing off with a surprise?
Let's kick it off with a motherfucking surprise. Actually, can you do me a favor? Can you go model yourself right in front of the camera and show that badass flamingo shirt off?
Come on, guys.
Look at that thing.
Yeah.
The flamingo's got the sunglasses. It's the ultimate Floridian shirt right there.
I dressed up good for
Even
this,
though
guys.
flamingos have nothing to do
Wow.
with Florida.
Very bottom. Very bottom. So, it was our special
I love it,
occasion.
though. I love it.
I'm actually going to dress up.
I wore this because I thought we were going to be
Your
outside.
flamingos are standing on 2 legs. They're inaccurate.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So, okay, guys.
Shit, they're not even.
No, I didn't see what it was either. This is
very important that you don't see it.
Brian, close your eyes.
We'll this.
Close your eyes.
Did you find peg leg Imperials?
Open.
Fuck, you found
I
it!
found it!
You found it!
Yes, go. Get up there. Get up there and show that.
I found peg leg today.
It's Brian beer.
We've been trying to find that stuff for months.
I will tell you this. I went to ABC yesterday to get beer. Was not
Will,
there.
yes. I'm answering for them, yes.
I walked straight past. I walked through the aisles, did not see it. Went in there today. The only 6-pack they had sitting there. I walked in there because I was like, screw it. I'm just grabbing something going. I walked, and as I walked, I stopped. And I'm like, That's peg leg.
No, let's pour these
Holy
up and
shit.
see what
Yes.
they're all about.
Found peg leg.
So
That was my surprise.
Someone told me about that stuff a couple of years ago, and I never thought about it until we started doing this. Was it alien beer? And that was one that I wanted to get for this. I never had it. I have no idea how it is. So
Yeah, I'm excited, and we seemed like I think.
oh no, the second time that I saw it was we were in a beer wine superstore,
Yeah.
and on the same shelf they had Peg Leg and another one called Dwarf Invasion.
Dwarf Invasion.
We cannot find Dwarf Invasion.
I looked up Dwarf Invasion and I found out that it was a one-shot wonder.
All right.
This is also 8%, by the way, guys.
That's fine.
Four
We,
tenths.
we seem to like stouts here.
Ooh.
I think collectively
Look at
between
that.
all of us we like stouts. Look how dark that is.
Dude,
And Mike,
that
do you want
is
to do a little
dark.
bottle preview
Yes,
and
I will.
color preview
Dude.
and read the shit on the back?
All right, well,
Wow.
guys, here.
this you could have hardcore this like a
That's the color.
I'm so keeping one of those.
No sediments.
Putting this down really quick. I will show you all the bottle close
not-
up. Can you see that on screen good?
It's got a good robust stout smell behind it.
Yeah, but it's not an overpowering one. It's
All right.
A
let me
little
read
bit of a
this
soy
thing
sauce
really
there.
quick.
Just a little.
I kind of am getting a little soy smell.
Our Peg Leg Imperial Stout is done.
It's a savory smell, is why.
Is done in the English style, focused on malt rather than hops.
That's really
Devilishly
soy
dark
smell.
yet surprisingly smooth.
Looks like burnt motor oil.
Luxurious with notes of coffee and dark chocolate, 8%.
All right, gentlemen, let's fucking
stouts
hit it.
that look like motor oil are best stouts.
That's true.
Oh, if anybody out there can find that 1040 stout anywhere,
Guys.
If anybody can find.
I'm just going to say this
Invasion,
before we start, Mike. Brilliant, man.
You're welcome.
Good job, buddy. And here is to our 20th
Yes.
episode.
here's the 20
And
episode
this is
in over a year.
And
No, it's gonna be a year in August.
oh,
Almost, sorry.
number 42.
Number 42.
Ooh, that's good.
Oh.
That is smooth.
Oh, that's good.
Yep.
We always like stouts, bro.
Bit of it. It's nice and dry. It's what you want from a
just a
stout.
Cheers, Will.
touch
Cheers.
of bitterness on the back end,
Yep.
but it's not going to kill
All
you.
right. Hey, by the way, everybody wave to Sabrina. Hi. I'd like my beer back.
I like
Oh
this.
man,
This is I'm really not looking forward to the 3 Guinness that are left in my fridge after this.
You don't
This is
realize
good.
how happy I let out a little gorilla scream in ABC and had people look at me. I got up to the
Like, you
counter.
don't fucking
That
understand.
the lady knows me at this point, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you got a warm one?" And I'm like, "No, you don't realize." I'm like, "My friend has one leg." She's like, "Oh, okay."
Can I say while we're talking about beer, I
This
want to
is
say
the-
something.
this is
I want
the-
to air something out.
This is the same ABC where one of the people gave crack on him for being short,
Because I
trying to
couldn't
reach
reach the top shelf into a cooler, and I had
I need to air something out. Since you brought up Guinness, I've got to say this, guys. I have a confession to make.
You don't like Guinness?
I don't like Guinness that much.
You know,
It's too flat.
It's
I mean, it's good, but I have now found beers that are better than it.
I've had so many stouts that are so much better
yeah, exactly.
that Guinness is
Exactly.
Guinness is way too dry and too
Flat.
too bitter and flat at the end.
It's like drinking a flat beer. I love Guinness. Don't get me wrong, but I have now found things that I enjoy a lot.
Yeah, like I said, when it comes to, I would much rather have this or an Einstock or a Hawaiian
Yeah.
Lion or the Nitro Milk Stout that we
Oh,
had.
yeah.
That Nitro Milk
Amazing.
Stout was fantastic.
That was amazing.
And to touch on that, the main problem with Guinness is Guinness over here.
Yeah.
Because I can fully 100% say that if you were to set a Guinness from America next to a Guinness from Ireland, I'll take the Guinness from America and throw it on the ground.
Uh-huh.
It's and when if you ever get to have one over anywhere in Europe, really, they brew it differently and everything.
Oh, yeah.
for the short term export or whatever, and it's way much better.
Now, I haven't had the Guinness Blonde. Will brought that up.
Oh,
I
the
haven't
Guinness
tasted
blondes
that
are
yet.
Good.
Are
Right?
they?
It's a really good.
Hey,
Pilsner.
Sabrina, Will says he wants a sandwich.
What kind? You want to? It might not be good by the time it makes it to you.
Oh no, he'll be here tomorrow. We'll have
Go in the kitchen and say a spell that turns him into a sandwich.
Not even, you have to go to the kitchen to say a spell from right there.
I'll remember that.
You got two really long magic stats right there.
Want to know what the spell is? Abracadabra, go fuck yourself.
Fair enough.
It's like, kiss
Pretty
my ass, bro.
Pretty sure Will's going to be missing a leg before too long.
Possibly.
All right, so Peg Leg Stout.
Peg Leg Stout.
Fantastic.
Good job. Hell yeah. Heavy Seas Peg Leg Imperial Stout.
I'm just, you don't realize how happy I was when I saw it. I walked by and I saw Peg Leg, and I'm like, please let that be the same one. Well, I didn't even see the name. I saw the Peg Leg on there. I'm like, oh, no, please. Well, yes, and I picked it up, and I'm like,
and the best part about it, though, is that it's fucking good.
Yes. Like I said, I mean, we had seen it and I had heard about it, but it's been a long ass time. Mm-hmm. And then when we started doing this, I was like, I would.
Did you ever have it?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing.
It's
like, no, I saw it when we were in the beer wine place and right next to Dwarf Invasion. Mm-hmm. And now I did look them up and I did find out that Dwarf Invasion was sort of a one-shot deal and it's not ever coming back.
Okay.
Yeah, but literally on the shelf next to each other when we went in there one time, there was Peg Leg and Dwarf.
Yeah, that's when we drove all the way down to Brigham.
Did we mention who this was by?
No, who is it by?
Clipper City Brewing Company, Baltimore, Maryland.
Right.
That's where it comes from.
Thanks, guys.
Something good came out of Baltimore. Great. Nice.
So I think we'll just dive into, I guess you'd call it our mainstream topic for the night.
Would that be the film?
Yes, the film, and I want to know everybody's opinions now. Future broadcast. Future, like if you see this in the future.
Yes, Will. This is an ongoing joke. Cripple versus midget will never die.
Throw down comments on what you think about this, but we're going to talk about the upcoming movie Ford versus Ferrari. Based off the trailer, I will say, I think this is going to be a stellar movie.
Huh?
Text me.
The only thing is, having seen Grand Prix and Le Mans, Grand Prix was John Frankenheimer, and that movie pioneered a lot of the car chase stuff, and he revisited all those techniques when he did what's that movie in Europe?
Italian Job?
Not Italian Job. Ronin.
Okay.
Same guy. And then you've got Le Mans. And the one thing I did notice from the trailer, it just seems like because the cars that they're going to be using are so expensive, even creating replicas of them, I think it's going to be a lot of CGI. I like the part in the trailer where you see the 250 LM flipping down the main straight.
That was obviously.
And that is
now you
just unfortunate.
Now you compare that to Le Mans when you see the red Ferrari 512S go sailing off and over the berm.
It's actually
that was legit.
Well, yeah, they don't even let people drive those cars, the real ones. They had it on Top Gear at one point. They had the GT40 on Top Gear, and they let it James May or Jeremy Clarkson? I don't remember who.
Cheers, Zach.
But they let him drive it, and they made a big joke about the fact that they let him drive it because they let him drive it exactly 10 feet.
Yeah,
he
was allowed to idle it 10 feet forward, and that was as much as the owners would allow him.
Well, I'm really interested to see how it turns out, though. I kind of feel like just because it's going to be a very mainstream commercialized movie, that they're going to overhype it, and it's not going to be as good as I want it to be.
Well,
and I kind of feel like that they maybe might generalize some of the things that they bring up in it and not actually touch on the stuff that we would all geek out over,
Right.
Plus, I mean, like I said, they've got Christian Bale playing Ken Miles. But
Matt Damon
playing Carol Shelby,
which is a little bit weird.
Yeah.
The trailer, it seemed kind of fit. He didn't just look at the camera and go, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Zach. But yeah, so I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to it because anytime they're going to make a motorsports movie, it should be good.
Yeah.
And the trailer made it look good.
Unfortunately, though, sometimes we can get suckered in, and it goes back to
a lot
what
of
I
deleted
mentioned
scenes
before.
get shown in the trailer and shit that don't make it
driven, dribble. Yeah, that's.
But at the same time,
is that the one with Sylvester Stallone?
That one, yeah.
They're brushing on.
Uh-huh.
The thing is, they're talking about such a really
iconic thing.
It really is, even not in the auto. Well, yeah, in the automotive world, but like just it was a really iconic thing. It was actually for America too.
Yeah.
Even. It was for our whole country. It was a really, really critical point.
My thing is, even if it's okay and not, as spectacular as we think it's gonna be,
or we hope it's one.
Yeah, it's one of those. At least they're making a car movie.
At least,
Because look at the Fast and the Furious franchise that has gone from street racing with a little cops into it to now it's just. Fuck it, dinosaurs, The Rock, and there's Justin Bieber dropping a bomb. Like, that's,
The only thing is that they're framing it like Ford's going to take on Ferrari. And it's like, wait a minute, Ford is a giant. It's not David versus Goliath. It's Goliath versus David.
Yeah.
Right.
It all resulted because Ford tried to buy Ferrari, and then at the last minute, Ferrari said no because Ferrari wanted to retain control of the racing team.
Yeah.
Right.
But that was Enzo Ferrari. He didn't go racing to sell motor cars like everybody else. He sold motor cars to fund his racing team.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing. Ford was trying to buy them to get the racing team.
Yeah, exactly.
And when they sat down at the table, they said, okay, so we're going to buy your company and your racing team. And he went, whoa. Hold on.
Nope.
No.
Have a good day.
I keep the racing team. You guys can buy the company from me, but I'm keeping the racing team. And they went, but that's the whole reason we want to buy you is to get your racing team.
And he basically said, have a nice day.
And then that's what
I think he said it a little ruder.
Very more Italian and walked out.
Yeah. And
it was much more expressive.
Yeah.
And that is what spawned the I can piss farther than you contest.
That was pretty much when the Deuce was like, I want to beat that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I don't care what it costs.
Exactly.
That's when Shelby goes, aye, Captain.
Well, that was
Let's go.
Well, that was also at the same time that Ford had already begun their whole total performance campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
With the drag racing cars and the NASCAR and the GT350s and all that kind of stuff. So they were already pouring money into motorsports left and right, but then that came along and just kicked it off to a whole new level.
Total amount of power, total lack of safety.
Well, and that was when they started developing the mantra, win on Sunday, sell on Monday.
Yep.
Yeah.
But even in the 60s when that was happening, there was still a little bit of sort of a residual effect from all of the pre-war racing, where motor racing was very much a nationalist type of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Where it wasn't just drivers and cars competing, it was drivers were also sort of, even though they weren't like on the books by their governments, except for Germany.
They were representing.
You were representing your country.
Right.
It was like an Olympics type deal.
It was, but it wasn't officially. It just became that way.
Sort of like how Formula One still is.
Right. Yeah. And at that time, in that whole area of racing, us as a country, we really didn't have a leg to stand on, no pun intended. But like we really didn't have anything to show, and we wanted to get into it.
The wall?
No, into the table. And then into the table.
Uh-huh.
She ran right into the table. Listen, she lost traction. Her brakes locked up. Oh God, she wrecked again.
She's drifting.
She doesn't have ABS, all right?
She's drifting.
Well, here's the thing.
She's front-wheel drive.
You're missing it. In the background, Chris's cat is doing
Demon
full
cat.
shots are on the wood floor and is just overshooting it. She ran straight into the wall, and then
The cat is a
drifted
demon
past
cat,
her
but
entrance and hit
The cat has been afraid of me because I told it I would end it.
Oh,
So-
boy.
So sorry, go continue. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I just think it's really neat that at that time when we did what we did, that really put us on the map. That like, hey, we can do that too.
Right.
We don't just build bulky, giant, pretty, fancy.
We
cars
can build race cars.
We can build a car that can actually.
Yeah, but a lot of the development of that car was done in Europe by a bunch of Europeans, and it was Shelby and Ken Miles that sort of whipped that program into shape.
But we affirmatively learned from it.
If anybody's unclear about what we're talking about, by the way, because we just kind of jumped right into this, Ford versus Ferrari,
Please turn it off.
they're talking about the GT40 going after Le Mans. And
Ferrari dominated for
yes, Ferrari was the dominating car for years and years and years. And even if they missed the championship sometimes, they still were always right there on the podium.
At one point, Carroll Shelby drove for Ferrari.
Right.
He had a serious disagreement with the old man, Enzo, over the injury and deaths of some of the drivers. So
Right.
Carroll Shelby himself had an axe to grind with Enzo, so he was more than happy to jump on board.
Oh,
Right.
definitely.
But if you're looking for more information on this, if you have Amazon Prime, there is a documentary about this whole thing called The 24-Hour War.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Go look that up. The documentary is fantastic. It's very informative.
There's also a book that was mentioned on Jalopnik, and it seems like that documentary and the book
There probably
was a lot of the research material for this movie.
Well, speaking of movies, what about that other? I totally forgot the name of it. The one that I sent y'all. It's based off the book. It's the F1 driver and the dog.
Oh yeah, that's the one where you're going to end up bawling.
I'm going to bawl my eyes out.
You're going to deplete the nation's supply of Kleenex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh shit! What the hell is it called?
I don't remember.
There's a new movie coming out. It's based off of a book. It's of a race car driver.
It's the same guy that wrote Marley and Me, so we know how it's going to end.
But obviously, no. I don't think it ended like that. But it's a guy that he's a big race car driver.
The dog dies in the end.
Everybody who has a dog ends like Marley.
Yeah, I know. So it goes into the. He ends up getting a puppy and all that, and just sits in front of the TV and is. But the
puppy apparently knows motor racing.
Yeah, it's like a reincarnated, but it looks really, really good. And at the end of the trailer, he's driving. What was it? It was the 265? No, driving one of the old Ferrari race cars.
Yeah.
I can't remember what numbers it was, but
it does sound good though.
But yeah, no, it looks good. I think it comes out in October or something like that. I can't wait. I'll be bawling my eyes out because it looks good. But that also looks like it has good racing shots in it. It seems like a good enthusiast movie too.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for with Ford versus Ferrari. It's more Days of Thunder, less
I'm
Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping for too. I'm hoping it's going to be something more like when we're sitting in the movies watching it.
The art of racing. Art of racing in the rain.
Yeah.
Basically, one of the things is the Art of Racing in the Rain trailer uses a talking dog to make car nerds cry.
Yep.
Interesting.
Seriously, watching the trailer, I cried. I full on cried. Then I sent it to the guys and you guys have to watch this. And those cold-hearted bastards are like, okay. I'm like, ah.
But yeah, I'm really hoping though it's going to be one of those movies say we all four went to see it that you have those set people that are split in that movie theater. You have some people that know something about cars. You have some people that know a lot about cars, and you have people like us that know specifically about that event, and that there are going to be things in that movie that we will get.
And no one else will.
Exactly.
And the people walk out of the room, out of the movie theater, and be like,
1966 is correct.
Going to be like, I don't know how I feel about that. Then it's going to be us where we're like, holy shit, did you see this and this and this? And they got that right, but they got this wrong. And
I'm really hoping we might have to do a short movie review, short little side video about that. Also, next weekend, we may be doing a field trip. Well, I think some of you guys are going, right? To the Dry Florida thing?
I'm down for that.
I'm gonna try and go. There's a little driving event. We might have to do a field trip to go to that.
It's on Father's Day, but it's a
from Marker 48.
Oh, wait, that's on Father's Day. Then I should have instant immunity to be able to go.
It's free, but it's we're meeting up at we just have to register on it. You go to you meet on I know Saturday's your birthday, but it's not your birthday. It's on the 16th. You go to Marker 48.
Can you take that picture?
And then we drive for a bit and then come back there.
That's an amazing picture.
You're driving.
Can I give you a hint? If her birthday's on a Saturday, her birthday is on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Her birthday's all month long. So
and the
month of June is mine. All month.
That is so neat.
So it starts and ends at Marker 48?
Yeah.
You're driving.
Wait a minute, that's your birthday weekend? And you're making him drive?
At a place that sells beer?
I love the fist bump from off camera. Yeah! She came in with the fucking giant mug.
Your car's an automatic, isn't it?
It is.
We can make Brittany drive.
Yeah, but she's got shitty tires in the back.
Well, that just makes Brittany driving fun.
That's true. Every once in a while, we hear a squeal. Ah! The car did stuff. I don't know. I'm scared.
We are truly awful people.
Twice in one episode, we've had you snort. So I guess we'll go ahead and move on to the next thing. Awkward silence.
What's our next topic?
Our next topic is favorite car
from your birth year.
From your birth year, everybody in the comments tell us the favorite car from the year you were born to. Whether you watched this a week later or now, tell us.
Yeah, leave it in the comment section. Eventually we'll see it.
I got mine. I think everybody else has got theirs. If anyone wants to go ahead and roll.
I want to start this one off because mine's kind of a doozy. And I want to start naming off attributes of this car. This car debuted, this model car debuted in 1985, the year I was born. and it went
I
on
forgot you.
to become the
Same year as Messi.
best-selling sedan in America.
I know what it is.
I know what that is too.
It was a revolutionary car.
It was beige, and I got stuff on it too.
You do.
I know.
You probably have the 1985 pamphlet for this car.
I
had a-
1985 telling you every single color that thing could come in.
I had a 1991 version of this car.
It came in a metallic toe peg that is beautiful.
For those out there that haven't figured it out yet, what I'm talking about, and this was a fantastic car, the Ford Taurus.
Yes.
Page had a 2001 with the Duratec V6 with 270,000 miles
That was
on
a
it.
3-liter Romeo.
And I know
You
everyone's
shit out of
thinking,
that
right?
car.
I know
It's
everybody
delivered.
out there is thinking, a Ford Taurus, that's not a cool car.
The
It's not
first
about
gen?
it's not that it was cool, but it was different. It was completely
Whoa.
new.
Okay, that was interesting.
Computer's just doing whatever the hell it wants.
Huh. That's strange.
How do you make it big
I don't
again?
know.
I don't know.
Kind of,
I don't know how to do Mac things.
It
Oh,
was.
God.
Split screen.
Why did it split screen
Out of
though?
nowhere.
it didn't.
Hold on, try and drag the window to the right.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah, we're still up.
No, hit the close thing.
That's not the close. Try to drag. There you go.
There we go.
I don't know why it
There
did
we
I don't
that.
know either. Anyway,
We didn't even touch it.
No,
The computer
yeah,
just
yeah,
did
yeah.
that. So this was a car that came out and it had never been done before. It was front wheel drive, not rear wheel drive like all American sedans up to that point. It was
Room in the back.
it was a more fuel efficient. It was the first car that
No,
full.
Chevy Citation was front wheel drive.
Well, you know what I mean though, like almost a full size sedan.
Yeah,
The
but
Citation was a small car,
not really.
was it?
It was a little bit bigger.
Citation's a word, but the
Yeah,
Ford
it was a lot
Taurus.
bigger.
It was that family
You're thinking
sedan.
of
It was the flagship.
You're
family
right. You're right.
It
I'm
was
sorry.
a Citation, not a ticket.
But it was also, I believe,
You could do whatever you wanted in a Taurus and not give a crap.
the first
Yeah.
wasn't that the first American sedan that was designed in a wind tunnel?
I'm not sure.
I
do know the
believe
shape
so.
of. I knew the shape of it was a radical departure from
Right.
anything.
It was
That
was
Ford had
something
built.
no one had ever seen before, and it went on to become one of the most successful cars
but
in the world.
And then
really
the wagon
was.
version looked even wilder.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, the wagons were
Yeah.
fantastic.
And then came the show, and they said, hey, guess what, guys? You know
Fuck
that
you and everybody else.
Right.
that one sedan we got, the one that actually like everybody likes and it's actually doing well,
We built a sleeper of it.
faster
And-
than our Mustang.
Fun fact: we actually had some deputies around here that had essentially was a show without the bodywork,
Mhm.
and you could tell them because it looked like a bone stock standard normal Taurus cop car, except for the 3 slots in the grill next to the turn signal. And it was like-
that's how you
It
do.
was like, damn, that's a sleeper show for sure.
Uh-huh.
It was great.
But yeah, dude.
So yeah, that's my car. It debuted the year I was
So we're gonna
born.
give some attributes as well.
Hmm?
We're gonna give some attributes as well on our favorite cars. Okay.
Yeah. No, totally go into it, man.
Oh,
Figure talk about why that was your favorite.
Well, and it still
car.
runs to this day.
Yeah. Oh,
A lot of them do.
Still-
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying like that. I mean, they still make
And the
cars.
nameplate still
No,
Yeah.
they don't.
Oh, that's right. They stopped.
Yeah. No, they
Yeah.
stopped making that. It's gone.
And then also it went away.
Wait, what car am I thinking of?
Well, because
No.
it went away for like 2 years, and they
Yeah,
replaced it with the
500.
500, but
yeah.
it was just a Taurus with a new badge.
But
Yeah.
and then they
and then
changed-
people went, "We don't want a 500. We want a Taurus."
And then the 500X.
Surprised you didn't say a Mercedes-Benz Cosworth.
Too predictable.
But
Mine
like,
Go weird.
Mine probably is predictable.
mine's a little predictable too. I'm sorry.
So I'm obviously the old guy. So the car that I chose is when it originally debuted in the U.S. in 1969, but it wasn't until like 70, 71, and 72 that it really made its mark. This is the car that pretty much destroyed the business model for British sports cars in America. Because the British cars couldn't match the performance at the price, and the German cars, the 911, couldn't develop the performance at that price. The British cars couldn't match the quality at any price. 1972 Datsun 240Z.
Oh,
I knew
Close,
that's what it was
close
gonna be.
second behind this was going to be a Hako Skyline, but I've had a first gen Z. I had a 75 280, the fuel injected L28 car,
Mhm.
same chassis, and yeah, They were a fantastic sports car. They were designed more for the American market, and the performance was just out of this world for what they were.
Right. It was a British sports car without all the British sports car-y problems.
Yeah, the electrics worked. It didn't leak oil.
Right.
It drove good. It handled good. It was put together really well. It had room inside.
You could have a fun, compact sports car that was a British sports car, but when you went out in the morning to go to work in it, it would start.
Yes, it did normal car things.
Right.
But I mean, it literally delivered 911 performance at an MG price.
Exactly.
With what we became to learn was Japanese reliability. It was awesome.
That's a really good pick.
So me and Dane would go.
And now, of course, we never did get the slightly wilder looking ZG, and we certainly didn't get the fire.
Which Jay Leno didn't even realize was a.
Jay Leno walked past one in one of his shows and didn't even realize it was a factory car.
Yeah.
I knew more about a car than Jay goddamn Leno.
Right.
Speaking of Z's,
and we also didn't get the 432R.
But speaking of those fantastic spots I saw in the wild, I wasn't able to snap a picture because of where I was going and who he turned in. But on 44, saw a white 240 with not like the exhaust, but like just sticking out a little bit, lowered with Watanabe wheels and fender flares, and it was white, and it looked awesome, and it sounded clean.
I have not seen that car.
Neither have I.
Because there's the green one. There's the green 240 that's been around forever. That guy's owned almost since new.
Right.
And there's a really nice light metallic blue one that's running around.
And I've seen that one too. I've never seen the white one before though. This thing looked awesome. But I was going that direction. He turned into racetrack. It was really quick, and that's all I saw of it. It had an antique plate, so I don't know if it's from around here or not.
Huh.
But
for that one, I haven't seen anything cool on the roads this week.
No.
Don't throw away the bottles. Lawrence found the brown.
Not all of them. I'm just keeping one.
You just do one. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll with mine, which
before we do, we're getting another beer.
Oh, that's right. We're gonna get another beer.
I'm not quite done yet.
Well, we're all.
We'll go ahead and roll with yours.
Yeah.
Well, mine's a little predictable. And for me though, it's still one of my favorite vehicles of all time. Which me being like a dominant, I guess you'd say Japanese car guy. It's not Japanese or anything, but for me, I chose the 1991 GMC Cyclone. Just
choice.
Because
that's not predictable at all. That's an interesting pick.
Well, because at the time
don't forget the Typhoon twin.
Yeah, the Typhoon as well, but the Typhoon didn't come till after. It was like 92 or 93, but 91 was the Cyclone, and I really love the fact that GM took a truck, took a truck, and they're like, so
let's have some fun.
Let's make this truck faster than a vet.
Right.
And
which is, in GM corporate culture, anything faster than a Corvette is a big
That's a taboo.
Exactly. And that was the thing. And it just wasn't practical, but was. It was still a truck, and it wasn't ignorantly lowered. You could still use it as a truck.
It still had a good payload to it.
And it still had a good payload. And even by today's standard, that thing is fast.
What was it, a 4.5?
No, 4.3 turbo. And
no, I'm talking about 0 to 60.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
5 seconds flat. And man,
but in 1990 and 1991,
that was ridiculous. If you pulled up to a light in one of those next to, I think the generation for that time would have been a 930 Porsche 911 turbo.
Oh yeah, if you were driving a Fox body or a third gen F body or a Corvette,
you'd get dusted by a damn truck.
Right.
By an
a
S10.
compact pickup truck would
S10.
take you to Gapplebee's.
Exactly.
You would be gap-tied.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't just that it would win, it would hurt your feelings.
It
would make you sell a car.
What's that weird sound coming for it? Why is he on the brakes? While we're doing
why is he
brake?
What is he doing? What's that whistle sound? I know I've only in my entire life seen 2 Cyclones in the wild.
I've seen. There's actually from time to time I see a Typhoon rolling around here.
I've seen.
I would like to throw in on the Typhoon. Childhood growing up in Spring Hill, on the roads off of the road that I lived off of. There was a Typhoon. It was white and gray.
That screwed me up. I can't barely read
was
that.
always parked in a
Do you want me to do
driveway
it?
Yeah.
and covered up.
I got it.
I've never seen it actually drive, and still to this day you can go down there and it is there.
Okay, I got it. I can see
All
it.
right. This next
Okay,
one.
this is one that I found.
Doesn't be
I
paid.
didn't realize that this was going to be
Diver
9% beer, like Mike got. But this is also done by Brew Hub. So this is the same place that did the Key Billy Island Ale.
Okay.
So this is another one of those sort of small brewers that they package and distribute. Diver Down is a full-bodied Imperial Red Ale. Our brewmaster starts with caramel malt, then adds an impressive amount of hops to give Diver Down a beautiful balance. The result is a big, rich, malty beer with a snappy hop finish. Pour Diver Down into a glass and you'll see a deep-rooted hue and a thick collar of foam. It's the perfect reward after a full day of work or play. Diver Down, go deep.
Dude,
talk about film.
Hey,
All
the smell on this thing. Smell that.
Good.
Ooh.
All right, boys.
Hey, that's
Cheers.
straight caramel.
Cheers, everyone. Episode 20. Ferraris, Fords, GMCs, everything.
Car rambles from old people.
Datsuns.
Oh, now that's just nice.
Oh.
That's a good beer.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, that's just nice
I
right
think
there.
episode 20 might be our best episode for beer.
Whoa, I want to back the truck up. Pump the brakes,
Here's
please.
the thing. You pump the brakes, Squirrel Dan.
Hard stuff.
I didn't think I would ever find a red that was going to top the Playa Linda.
This top
I think this does it.
But there's
This
a
is
problem
pretty
with this. It's 8%.
which
I don't
is
see
why
a
we're
problem.
saying.
You see problems, I see solutions.
See,
Dude, this is
what-
delicious.
An
Hold on.
opportunity.
Was I not the only smart one here? Tilt the camera to our left on here.
Hey, what do you got to do tomorrow?
What?
What do you got to do tomorrow?
I got 3 appointments in Floral City tomorrow if I don't get rained out.
What time?
9 a.m. is when I got to
You ain't got to be up till 9.
Oh,
That means you get to
work
sleep until
tomorrow.
8:30. No, I
You-
know.
Oh, okay.
I'm off tomorrow.
I do get to sleep until 8:30. You're right.
We ain't doing shit tomorrow, so 8%.
Woo!
According to chemistry, alcohol is the solution.
If I get rained out, it's going to be nothing but rain and
Ooh.
video games all day tomorrow.
Oh, that's good.
Nice, not by my house.
That sounds good. We have to do some shenanigans because I'm free. I will be by your house though if I do have to go to work because the place I'm going is just past the fairgrounds on the left where I got the point.
By the way, I haven't talked to you. iRacing news.
Oh, and we're waiting for your birth year card.
Oh
Well,
let him.
Yeah, well, that was pretty much it. Like I said, the only 2 cyclones I've seen in the wild, I saw a red one on the highway once that looked like it was beat to absolute shit, and then I saw a black one in Williston, and I drove past it. I think we were going to Gainesville, Paige and I, and we had both the kids too, actually. And it was on one of those streets where like there's only one-way parking, and you have to go like do like 5 different turns to get back. And I slam on the brakes and cut it on the side road. And my wife's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "You don't understand what we just passed." And we turned around and I parked in front of it. She's like, "That's some truck." And I said, "No, it's not. That's a cyclone. You don't understand." And oh man,
Made it worse.
that did make it worse. Actually, you're gonna want light. That is
Can never have too much
there.
light.
So I want to. Well, you want to do your iRacing
Yeah,
news
because
after?
I have 2 cars that I'm still stuck on, and I don't think you want me to go off on both cars.
No, you can only go off on one. But just to say, the other one that I thought about was the Hawko Skyline.
Yeah.
Just because I think they're
Oh,
awesome.
Okay. Car A will be your car. Car B is going to be the truck, and you're going to pick a number 1 through 10.
okay.
I have the number in my head.
Okay.
Whichever number you land closest to in my head is going to be car A or car B.
Okay. Ready?
All right.
4.
Car B. Truck.
Yes. Okay.
And I like this pick too.
That's why we were going off. I
gossiping
was like,
about it.
no, like it was a
We're going
tough
to be the
call.
truck guys.
93 Lightning debut year for it.
Yes.
And that kicked off not the subcompact, well, the compact truck market. That started the
full size.
Yeah, the big trucks that can get
The
down
sports
to
trucks.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, you had the 454 SS that came out, I think, in 90, but that wasn't really
with its big bad rugged 3-speed automatic.
Yeah, it wasn't really a sports truck. Yes, it
And
had
all
the
they
bigger
really
motor and a thing.
And they put SS on it and put Cheyenne bumpers on it. That was it.
That's all it
Yeah.
was. It wasn't really a sports truck. Now you lay into the Lightning 351. It was, I can't remember horsepower. It was like 300.
Wasn't it a hyped up 351?
Yes.
Was it
Cam work, stuff like that. High back bucket seats with bolstering on the side instead of no automatic. Automatic. All Lightnings were automatic. But just it was lower down. I think like 4 inches in the front, like 5 in the back, which sounds like a lot, but for a truck, it really isn't.
And considering that was rolling on I-beams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still had a decent payload capacity on it, even though it was lower down than that. But it had, I think, either a 373 or if not higher rear gear in the back.
And
4-speed.
And the body. You got to touch on the body.
Oh yeah, it is just perfect. Everything was color matched to the body.
Standard cab, fleet side short box.
Yep.
And it was just
slightly flared out, and it was beautiful.
They were beautiful trucks.
That's honestly,
bespoke wheels for that.
Oh yes, so
Yeah.
it just it fit, and it was one of those where it wasn't like.
I
Hey,
don't know if you remember this, but I remember like the ads for it at the time. It said, "Think of it as a Mustang GT with a really big trunk."
Yes, yeah, and that's basically what it was. It performed basically the same as a Mustang. That big truck, even with the truck suspension on it, handled really well. And it rode nice. I mean, it wasn't, corner carver to say, but compared to the normal F-150, that thing took the corners a hell of a lot better.
And then if you want to even go further with that, what that evolved into.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
not only what it evolved into, but also the competition that it spawned, which the Viper truck.
Oh, yeah.
The
SRT10.
Yep.
But the funny part is the main truck bits have always been Chevy versus Ford.
Yeah.
And as much as I am, a Chevy guy and all that, it's really funny that after the Lightning came out with Chevy and they had their SS, what happened with the trucks that were fast from Chevy?
They went away.
Oh, wait a minute, Chevy had fast trucks?
No, that's the thing.
Well, after you have
That's the thing. They were
up until the Trailblazer SS came out, which you can't even consider that a truck. It's almost like after the Lightning came out with how out there the Lightning was, that Chevy was just like, well, I guess we can't just take a black truck and put a big block and put SS on it, and we don't know what to do, so go ahead, guys.
Hey, if you want a fast Chevy truck, you put a Nagasaki big boy onto it.
Nagasaki spoolie boy on that LSX junkyard.
You do that, I mean, by all means, those trucks are fast. I mean, you look at Cody's truck. Hey, Cody, that thing, not only is it fast, it sounds fucking NASCAR going down the road, and it's amazing. But it's just
ignition.
That Lightning went and took that big body F-150 and just made it awesome.
And it's still to this day.
Oh yeah, to be honest, I would fully prefer a first gen over a second gen.
But with the second gens though, what it spawned into is to this day. If any one of you went up to next to a Lightning, including me, to a second gen Lightning, you look at it and you're
started on this because I got video of it and full on fourth gear, popped the fuck out on the Cobra.
You look at one,
slammed it in, it went in, and it nearly broke my hand popping out. I knew he was gonna beat me, and I was at his door. I knew he was going to beat me. There was no way I was going around him. It was just going to be a close race. That's all I cared about. And then that thing popped, and that's when the Cobra went from, hey, this is a really nice car, to I fucked it up because it popped out. My foot was still mad to the floor, and it bounced off the lug limiter for a good 5 seconds before I realized I'm not going everywhere.
But quick
Sorry, Ryan.
and quick dumb fun fact. The second gen Lightning was the first truck after the Cyclone to have that low of 0 to 60 time.
Oh yeah.
My brother had a 97 that wasn't a Lightning. It was a Lightning clone. It had a Lightning drivetrain swapped into it, along with the suspension.
Was it orange?
No, it was a black truck.
I was
it was
gonna
up in Georgia.
Was that before the Harley Davidson era? Because when they had the Harley Davidson F-150s, those had They
That's
had
the same
the
thing.
lightning drivetrain.
That's
Right.
the same thing.
No,
like,
this was just an F-150 that some guy
So somebody
had
put-
swapped in a lightning engine and transmission into, and then swapped over the suspension as well because he had a wrecked lightning and he bought a regular F-150 and made it into it. But even just it being a clone, holy shit.
Mhm.
Yeah, no. Once
Like,
they got
that
moving,
son
it
bitch
was
moved.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
it was
I-
terrifyingly fast.
I would like to spawn in onto the HD F-150s because those things I have always said if it comes to the fact where I need a 4-door truck, yes, there wasn't a bench in the back. Those were 4 captain seats. It was only a 4-seater, but it was the same. It was basically a 4-door Lightning.
They were
It was
still,
the
and they were
same-
still just as quick.
It was the same motor. It did have a smaller pulley on it, which made it 20 left instead of 390. It was 380. Well, no,
Bigger
it was
pulley.
yeah, it was 360 horsepower, and that. So it was just all you had to do was swap the pulley.
Literally a
Same-
fully swap away.
That's
Yeah.
all it was. Everything else was fine, but it was those trucks, especially when they were the silver with the dark
And-
gray,
yeah.
and then they did the white with the dark gray. Those things, those wheels on those were some of them. I gotta say, some of
Yeah.
the best looking wheels
And
ever on this truck.
That's the closest thing I've ever driven to a Lightning was when I worked as a technician. We had a guy come in with one needed O2 sensors. But that's the bullshit of it. It was the silver combo, and he had
They're so nice
and
inside too.
he had a smaller pulley on his and an exhaust, and he told me I could take it for a rip. And for a 4-door fully loaded truck,
Yeah.
holy
Yeah.
shit!
What do we-
5,000 pound vehicle.
5,500-pound truck.
Dude, it's just
Yeah.
the fact of the side exhaust and that they're
Yes.
nice.
Yeah.
They
And back,
really
in the
are.
day when I had my Lincoln Mark 8, I found myself in Mexico, one just instantly next to a Lightning.
You're like, hey, I went from Florida to Mexico. I crossed the
And
ocean pretty fast.
it's like, we're both sitting in the light. There's nobody around. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me, and the light turns green, and we both hammer it. I take off. He's spinning like crazy, and we're just neck and neck the whole way. And then finally, we both just kind of look at each other. And we're just like,
I came across one once, a blue one, in Mexico as well. But this blue one sometimes pops up around here all the time. But anyway,
I know which one you're talking about.
came across one in Speed 3 in Mexico, and we went from a roll, and I started pulling them, and I was like, and even with my car with the bolt-ons, I'm like, no way, I'm pulling a Lightning right now. And as I say that to myself, I look in the mirror and I see the Lightning come up and go right past, and I'm like, damn.
Supercharger intensifies and it disappeared.
He probably had some stuff done to it. I'm not sure, but like,
But yeah, those
but like
trucks,
still
they-
seeing one of those in traffic,
Yeah.
I kind of tremble.
Well,
I do a little bit.
Seeing a first gen, because you don't see the first gens
No,
that often
no,
anymore.
no.
And it's one of
well,
those,
most of the
if you-
first things you see, they're almost always red. So
Yeah.
it's very rare when you
If
see a
you-
white
There's
one.
one in Crystal
Oh,
River all the
oh,
time.
yeah,
I've seen a
yeah.
black one a lot.
You had red, white, and black.
Yep.
If you find a white one,
Rare
the
as
white
hell.
is the rarest out of all. In '93, you could only get red.
Yeah.
After '94 on, you could get red, white, or black.
Mm-hmm.
White for '94 till they changed the body. I think it was '97.
97. 96 was the last year for the square body.
But that, if you get a white one, I think in all of those years, I think it was like a little over 1,500 or something like that. And
What was the name of that red too? Wasn't that race red?
No,
it was performance,
Or
performance red or
performance
SPT
red.
or something like that.
Because it wasn't the electric current red that my truck is.
No,
it
it was the same red that was on the '93 Cobra
Yep.
and the Cobra R.
yes.
And Mike's looking it up.
Yeah, no, those trucks were great though. That was
Yeah.
a great truck. Like that spawned the whole sports truck movement. It was cool.
Yeah, and like I said, Dodge at least stepped up with their game, and they did the SRT with the Viper drivetrain and everything with a 6-speed manual
In a truck.
in a truck.
Why not? Because that's always been Dodge's thing. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's do that.
So yeah, we've got a few minutes to go, and
We still got our show and tell and our bring a trailer.
yeah, we got Mike's show and show, and we got my Breaker trailer, and this time I managed to get pictures that you guys can't see the auction,
Oh,
Yeah,
good job.
and it also happens to be from a birth year.
Ooh.
I
Perfect.
caught a glimpse of what that is. I'm excited for that. That's going to be a good guess there.
Nice. So, off of this, what do you guys want me to show?
Well,
Because-
I guess you're gonna just kind of brush up. I just do a general overview and just kind of show people.
All right.
That's
So let me
super
get
cool.
my.
Yeah, you show people that stuff, and I'm going to continue to enjoy.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think we might do the old Top Gear rules and fucking
Yeah,
sit here and drink.
yeah, you-
Carry on.
Carry on.
You talk for a while. And
As
I'm gonna enjoy
everybody
this.
enjoys the beer,
This
I
is
like to show
fantastic.
off.
This is.
By the way,
Oh my god, Diver Down is
whoever-
great.
I know Brew Hub does all of the craft beers for other people. Whoever came up with this recipe, fantastic, dude. Awesome.
You guys nailed it.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
it.
Hey,
Fantastic.
I'm putting
Do-
this up a tad bit. So
Do
that way,
it every
like
two
well, I
weeks.
know,
You
just
probably
look at the.
you might have to loosen it.
Get up on that a
Okay,
little bit.
no, not that one.
Get a good.
You want to? Well, no,
Let's
yeah,
try
that
and
is
go
it.
up a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, turn that one.
Like that is everything you want from a red.
It's pretty good.
Like I said, I mean, you know,
Now go slowly apply pressure downward.
and Red Right Return, fantastic. The Playa Linda
You
was
push it
amazing.
down. Push down.
This is my new favorite red.
It's pretty good.
This is better than the.
That should be good. Hold on.
What was it?
Uh-huh.
There's something.
Yeah,
Oh
okay.
my gosh.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
good.
Okay. So
Beer Bus Red. What was that called? I can't.
let me tell you a story, children, as I open up my book. Okay. So what this is, guys. I got
the
this.
only one who sees the irony in him using the word children to describe anybody else.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Well, I was just figuring the long-haired guy opening the really big book to tell the children a story.
Hold on. It's like King Diamond and Headbangers Ball. Mary, Mary had a little lamb. So, okay. So I got all this many, many, many years ago from one of my friends. And what it is, yes.
No, I'm so sorry, but you know what? That actually could really do good justice in a little while, like a couple more years. That could be a good Bring a Trailer ad. Ford literature.
You're welcome. Why do you think I have a brochure for my car?
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So, anything else so I can get started and finish?
No, we'll just continue to make snarky comments
Okay.
as you go.
So I got all this from a good friend, and it is Ford dealership adverts. And this binder right here is from 1984 to 1986. All the color trims and the interior. You got all the samples from 1984 to 1986 for every single Ford item that was offered. And also
Those
got
are not the brochures that
Yeah.
they would give out to customers. That's the
this
stuff that the
is
sales
what-
weasel would pull out of his desk drawer when you were sitting
Yeah.
down to order
So-
your
so
car.
basically-
Let me help you, Mike.
yeah,
That's how they.
It-
That's
it's
how they
fucking-
let me help.
get your car.
yeah, no. So
Here,
it's
check it out, guys.
it's one of those where imagine it's 1984, 1985. You're going to your local Ford dealership. And-
Even the fabric strips with the samples
Is that
are all.
yeah? But you're at the table and you're like, hey, I want a
Look.
Escort GT.
It even has the VIN codes,
Yes,
paint
you get
codes.
everything
That is
for it,
just-
and
This is the stuff that'd be on the build
Yeah,
sheet.
this
yeah,
is
you got all
This
the
is-
samples.
honestly,
and, like,
this is a new
textures.
This is kind of this is
Yeah.
usually
Yeah.
stuff that people that
Yeah.
the dealership
I see
threw
what
Yeah,
you're
away.
saying.
so you go to
Yeah.
you go to
Because
your
this-
the
I'm an
dealership
Irish
manager
red.
and you go, I want a Bronco XLT, but I want
I'm also a little
Yeah.
bit drunk
yeah,
now,
yeah.
so
I want the Canyon Red interior. What is it gonna look
I'm a little
like?
bit
It's
buzzed.
gonna have all
Yeah,
that
but
shit
this
in
is
there.
this
Like,
is a fantastic
like,
red.
It's amazing.
And the fact of the matter that he still has this, and well, he has it, and it has the dealership's logos on it.
And it
Well,
goes, and also they
dealerships
add,
throw this stuff
yeah, they
out.
add each year. So it goes from it started with 1984, then it goes, hey, it's going 1985,
Go
and then,
crazy
hey,
on this.
we're going
Have all
1980.
that you
Where
want.
is it?
You can
It's
have
a
all
while.
of them if you
Yeah,
like.
so yeah, 1986.
Because I don't like
so,
them bringing
like, here's
Yeah, here's the Escort right there.
Escort. You know, you got all these different samples.
For every
and-
different submodel, every combo you wanted. This is
Like, you
really,
can have
really
it.
awesome
It
literature to
is.
have.
And it's one of those, some
You
people
can
will be like,
have the
what the
whole
hell do you
thing.
want this for?
I just
Why?
need
Because I
her.
can sit here and fill this
It's-
interior.
It's really neat that, like, especially because back in that time, the thing about this is that really captures though everything is back in that time we could customize our cars 100% more than we
Oh,
can
yeah,
now.
now- With the new Mustang now, you seriously, if you get the EcoBoost, you have 2 options. That's it. What is it?
Three. Yeah, you get 301A or a premium or a performance.
But see, anytime there, and then back on, you could get a Mustang GT, but like.
Well, even as recent as, like I said, we recently sold our '98 Mustang GT. That car had every option on it except the Mach 460 audio.
Yeah, and so
it had the CD player, it had everything, dual power seats, the 17-inch wheels. It was the full-on most premium car you could get, except the Mach audio, and it was like it even had the option gear in the back.
Well, and that
did not have the Mach audio.
That's what was great about that time. Yeah. Okay, I really like power seats, but I don't want leather.
Yeah.
So I could get power cloth seats. Now, you want power seats? Well, that's in the convenience package.
And it comes
with leather.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you want power seats, you're stuck with leather. Back
then, you could get an F-150, and you could say, I want power windows, but I don't want carpet.
Right.
And you could get that.
Yeah. You could get power windows and locks with no carpet and no center console.
And you could get the straight 6, no cruise. If you like, you could customize it.
Do everything you want.
And every option is in that freaking binder.
Well, not even that.
I was like that Torino that we saw at the green Torino we saw at Silver Springs.
Yeah. That
428 Super Cobra Jet factory drag pack, which means it had the headers and all that stuff thrown in the trunk at delivery.
Mm-hmm.
C6 column shift, 390 track lock, bench seat, steel wheels, dog dish, poverty caps, the whole 9 yards. That was what the Marty report said. It was like somebody factory ordered a factory built street car, street racer.
Yeah.
That was a car that went out on Friday and Saturday nights
and destroyed Main Street.
And
that's what it was for.
What's this binder?
So this one is 1984.
You're gonna have to go wait.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
you're good.
To you guys. So 1984 is also the color and final top options. So like,
this was also something that the salesmen used to sell your car.
I know.
All right. So like, you got EXP, all the different 2-tone options here. We have all the regular exterior options. And then let's see if you just want to know what all the colors are going to look like. You have
is that when the big fabric strip
No, this is all the big color strips.
Oh, big color strips.
So you got
what's funny here?
It tells you what every single paint code is, what they're going to be on. So like this Midnight Candy Red Metallic is 2C, only available on the LTD special order on the Club Wagons. Like that's
Dad has held that book in his hand.
I was gonna say I can imagine Dad has seen this.
No,
Midnight
Dad
Blue
has
Glow.
had that book in his hand. Not that exact one, but a carbon copy of it has been in his desk because you keep talking about the sales weasel that would pull it out of his desk.
Your
Dad does that sales weasel.
This is the stuff that gets me happy at night.
Dad worked at
hold on, let me see. Where is it?
Furman? No, not Furman.
Flamer.
What was the name of that Ford dealer in St. Louis?
Oh, I don't know.
We don't know.
Well, before you guys go into that, I just want to. This is the one thing that I want to share.
Dad worked at
this is
in
1984
St. Louis from like 85 to 90.
Pennsylvania.
Well,
and up until a couple of my
10 years ago,
things are from
the 70s.
This is a 1984 advert with every single catalog for the 1984 vehicles except the EXP and station wagons. And it just comes into it lets them know that this is straight from Ford going, hey, here you go, your other adverts later. And it's just all of them, just everything. Like this stuff is just amazing.
Right.
So, and then this, like,
yes,
from Marley Grouse Ford Inc., 96 North Main Street in Spring Grove, Pennsylvania. If they're still out there, please somebody let me know because I have all my brochures that I have are from them. This is 1986 Mustang. 1986 Mustang brochure. I mean, that's my interior, guys. That right there is my interior, and you don't know how happy I get when I see this stuff.
No, this was not a trap. This was not a trap.
Tell me if you can see this. So this right here.
Get a little closer with it.
Okay, if you look
a child restraint seat from them.
Child restraint seat from the 80s. It is literally like a igloo cooler type deal that goes around the seat. So that way, if you get to a crash,
My classic car actually did a feature on that.
Like it's just stuff like that, and the one thing, and again, like I literally have a folder full.
The coloring book, though.
Stuff.
You gotta show the fucking coloring book.
This is 1984 at its best. So imagine you're at the dealership, you're ordering a car in that. You got little Susie who's in that little car seat being a little brat over in the corner.
Yeah,
what is the sale weasel going to do? Give her the wonderful, instead of have you driven a Ford lately? That was the motto during the 80s. Have you colored a Ford lately? This is a Ford coloring book that was given out to the dealerships that has never been colored. It goes by month, and it's just full on, oh, you have a Mustang convertible. Oh, you must be picking flowers in the field, while you're over there. You have a Thunderbird. You're having a wonderful business meeting.
What about the Mustang coupe with the, the couple and their 3 kids?
Yeah, hold on. There's it. Hold on.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
That's a practical ride.
Which one was it?
There's a Mustang GT in there with a couple and their 3 kids walking to it at a park.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
But wait a minute. Let's be honest. The back seats of Mustangs have only been used for hauling small kids and Michael.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and
I thought they were strictly for reducing the insurance bracket.
Oh yeah,
well, like
Mustang LS.
If you have 3
it's the LS. Sorry,
it's a 3-door hatchback.
That's what you have
Look
to
at
do.
that.
That's the only
That
choice.
is a family of 5.
So,
you do realize
well,
that the
what you're
Mustang's
saying-
only a 4-seater.
well, no. What you're saying
It
is
was
that
the 80s. Nobody gave a shit.
that
Right.
family did not opt for the car seats we saw a minute ago.
No, they didn't.
They just threw
They
their
didn't.
fucking kids in the back and went.
No, the kids hung out in the back, not belted
No,
in,
but they're
while
not.
the parents smoked.
No. Hey, let's be honest. There were 3 kids there. That means there was a Rochambeau face-off. Who had
Who'd ride the fucking back?
Do you know how many times me and my brother Rochambeau'd for that?
Also, it is April, so that means in your wonderful tempo, you got to escort your lady to your tempo and with an umbrella.
And
By the way,
in downtown
Scott's
Manhattan.
high school car was a Tempo.
Yeah.
White with whorehouse interior.
That's just that thing is really
Whorehouse
cool.
And then it gets to the back
It's just
where
great.
My 87.
you got,
Tempo was white with
connected
whorehouse
dots
interior.
on stuff. And then,
Velour.
oh,
My
you want
91
colored
Econo
Bigfoot?
line
And then,
And then-
this,
91
okay,
Econo
this gets me
line
super happy. You got
was
the
white and
GT,
red with
Jeep,
whorehouse red
Jeep
interior.
Mustang, and NASCAR Thunderbird.
Dude, if
If
seriously,
that
if I could have found red
does
lights
not
to put
get
in the
everybody's
map
little
lights
engine
in that
running,
thing,
I
I
don't
would
know
have done it.
Yep.
Because
I mean, that is-
yeah,
Just
because
read
you
it.
open up the door, you
No,
were
I
like,
didn't run it. So yeah, and I got a whole bunch more, but I don't want to bore you with all that shit. But yeah,
that stuff is really
the
great.
The reason I brought all this stuff is I had a dream the other night that I, for some reason, threw it all away.
It's a nightmare.
It was a nightmare.
Well,
So
and-
I literally came home yesterday. I got off at 5 o'clock. Like 5:15, when I got home, I ran straight into the spare bedroom to my bookshelves and started pulling everything off to make sure I still had it.
Well, the funny thing is too that we're going to this friggin' trailer car is it's really funny, and I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it because that's what this is
Yeah,
all
he
about.
did catch a glimpse of it.
But it's really funny how all of you guys are such Ford fanboys and how we talk about so much Ford.
Well,
We talk about a shitload of Ford stuff on all of our shows.
I don't
And
mean that
no,
on
no,
purpose,
that's fine. And I just want to dial that back to me not being a Ford fanboy.
There you are.
No, well,
Mazda boy. You're a Ford fanboy, Mazda boy.
But see,
doesn't it
I
say
don't-
Ford under the hood
What-
of your
yeah,
car?
but hold on.
What are the
hold
6
on.
letters on your engine? What did they?
FOMOCO. But hold on.
What does that stand for?
Ford
Ford
Motor
Motor
Company.
Company.
Yeah, but listen.
Ford
but,
boy.
hold on. But here's the deal, though. I don't get
You have a tattoo on your arm that's basically a subsidiary of Ford.
I don't get as much of a hard-on as you guys do looking at Chris's previously Mike and Sabrina's truck as you guys do, okay? And
that's because
but
that
the
was
thing-
a big family heirloom.
but here's the thing though, is that Ford, through all this unbiased opinion, Ford has really been the big fucking automotive manufacturer for America to do everything, really. if you think about it.
What's been like the best-selling vehicle in the United States for decades
And
now.
and that's seriously
150.
and that's seriously coming from a totally unbiased opinion, because it's one of those deals that, like, even if you put my Speed 3 and a brand new Mustang GT, I'd honestly rather have my Speed 3. And it's just like
the flip side of that is, and I've said this before. I mean, I grew up and cut my teeth on Japanese cars, but they were the original old school rear-wheel drive sports cars, first gen Z, first gen RX-7, first gen Celica. And at one point, I also had the first gen Celica and a Mustang 2 at the same time. So I mean, we had American cars in our family too. So we had a good mixture of both. And I've always told this before: if someone came up to me right now and said, "Here's a fully restored Cobra 2, and here's a Survivor A30 Celica, you could take your pick of which one you want," I would take the A30.
No matter how much I love that Cobra 2, I would go for the A30.
And that's the thing. I just wanted to let everybody know that, like, it's not a Ford biased thing.
No,
but, like, Ford has really done amazing. And it's kind of funny because, like, our Bring a Trailer car was Ford.
Before we go into that, I would like to add, as much as a Ford fanboy I am, my Ford fanboy comes from the fact that I'm more of an 80s Ford fanboy, and that, like,
which you weren't even around.
You could, like, someone could be like, here's a 68 GT500 that I know a shit ton of people that would blow their brains out for that. Or you could be like, here's the very first R32 GTR ever built. I'm going for that very first GTR ever built. And people will give me shit for that, and I don't care. I would much rather take a 79 pace car over the 68 GT500. Just those 70s cars during that time, while every other American automaker wasn't going as quirky with their cars,
Ford was going out there.
Yeah, Ford reached out like, hey, the EXP, we don't know if it's going to sell. Fuck it, let's try.
And it even goes into Ford's European presence.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, the only real taste of European Ford that we got
was either the EXP or the Mercury.
Well, was the Capri in the 70s.
Yep.
We didn't get the cool Escort Mark 1s and Mark 2s.
No, but at least we got a Capri in the 70s.
We did get the Capri, but that was sold through a Mercury dealer.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Mercurs, the XR4 Ti, and the Scorpio, but we didn't get the cool versions of those cars, nor did we get the cool all-wheel drive Escorts.
No, but at least we got some form of quirkiness. But, you look at Chevy, it's, hey, look at this special edition.
And not even that, though,
but
not even that, but at that time, though, Chevy didn't have that type of presence overseas like Ford. Even if we didn't get the cool shit, Ford still had that presence everywhere.
Yeah, General Motors' presence overseas was always, Opel and Vauxhall.
Yeah.
Yeah, but exactly like it still wasn't like, it wasn't like Ford.
Well, it plays on to the last season of the Grand Tour when they did a whole thing on the Ford's just blew my
episode. I haven't seen. I still
haven't seen. Remember that Ford episode where they did nothing but the Fords with the Falcons at the Falcons?
The Escorts and the Transits?
Yeah, and all that shit. And they had the 4 doors and all that. And you had the different trim levels, and that was basically.
Speaking of Fords,
that was basically
the Transits and quirkiness. If any of you guys want to see something that's absolutely
the original
amazing,
Supervan.
Look up the original Transit Supervan.
That had the GT40 motor in it.
Yes,
it was a whole GT40 drivetrain.
Imagine taking a GT40, pulling the body off, and taking a 68 Transit van,
slapping it on top,
right?
On top.
Well, on top of that, when we're talking about Ford and European and all that, the Mustang Fox body.
Oh, that was a straight up European thing.
A heavily European influenced car.
Put one next to an Escort.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, the Fox body was a European design team that when they were looking for the next Mustang, they had 4 or 5 different design teams trying to vie to be the next Mustang. Mm-hmm. And the Fox body was developed by a European design team.
Well, the Fox body existed prior to the Mustang.
Right, by only a year.
Yeah.
78, that's when you had the Mercury Zephyr and then the Granada.
The Granada, the Zephyr.
Fairmont. But that started out. That started out in '78, and then in '79 went to the Mustang. But to follow up on the whole like European thing, the 4-ride held that really down.
Oh,
Yeah,
your car is the most European looking.
Once you
that
went
color
to
combo and everything.
once you went to 87 to 93 and went to the Aerofront and all that,
with the black hood.
they lost more of that European.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
feel
But
and
when
went
the
more
Fox Body
American.
first came out,
Oh,
that
it
was
seemed like
absolutely a
European as
European
hell.
sports
Yes.
car design.
Yeah.
It was smaller than anything they had ever done with the Mustang. It was more of a handling car.
You know what the very first serialized Fox Body Mustang was, right? Not the first produced, the very first, like 01 serial number. It is a 1979 coupe Ghia with the vinyl top, sunroof, premium wheels, low back, leather seats, red interior, red outside, black top, 2.3 liter turbo with a 4-speed manual transmission.
And we have actually
Yep.
seen
I've
that car
touched
with
it
our own
twice.
eyeballs.
Really?
It's at the museum.
Number
in Indiana
one.
Gallery.
Really?
We have literally,
It's not the first one produced.
but it's
It is the serial number.
serialized
It is
number
serial
one.
number one.
That's pretty
And we walked up to it and we're looking at how weird it was, and then we read the synopsis. We're like, "Holy shit!"
The very first
It's
Fox
patient
Body
zero,
done.
right?
Serialized Fox
Patient-
Body. It
That's
wasn't.
And no one's LS
Zero.
swapped it yet. Thank God.
It was
Okay.
not no
Okay,
like
speaking of-
V8 or
let's
anything
get
like
into
that.
Okay, wait a minute. I got something before the bring a trailer. Have any of you guys seen What's on American Muscle for the 15 to 17 Mustangs?
No, I haven't gone on to there.
I don't
Wait,
know.
the
I don't
15
know
to
if
17?
15 to 17 Mustang. I don't know if this was meant to be an April Fool's joke that didn't get done in April Fool's, or somebody actually went April Fool's. No, we should actually make this. There is actually now a shark tooth grill for the 15 to 17
Yeah.
Mustangs, and the teeth light up red at night.
Yeah,
So
That's
put
a
that
thing.
link to Ken.
that's a thing.
Actually, I was kind of thinking that might be more of a John thing.
Crowd eater.
Yeah, he's the crowd. Insert crowd. Yeah,
Did
I
you
was like-
see the video of the S197 smashing into the building?
Yeah, there's no
Yes.
people in it though.
Yes, and I went Mustang defect. I
Yeah,
commented
no
on
people
somebody
in
had posted it, and I commented on a Mustang defect
No
in this
people.
crowd.
No people Mustang defective.
Anyway, bring a trailer.
All right,
Well,
bring it
I know
in.
we're running late.
No,
but
no.
it's the 20th
No,
episode
I
here.
know.
Engaging in
But
conversation.
it's fine. That's great. But
Yeah, but we're actually not that late. We're only 15 minutes late. So
Yeah,
we're
but
no,
we're engaging in
but
conversation.
this bring a trailer part is amazing.
good.
Because
Okay.
I've seen
I
the
had like 5 cars, and they were all over the place. There was an old Dodge pickup. There was a
like old Dodge, like
like
I
72
has.
like 72 Dodge, but it was a 4x4, and it was amazing.
I like those letters on the engine.
Okay, well, after this, can
Those
we
are
talk
some-
about that
those
old
are some
Brian?
letters that I
After
like.
this, can we talk about that guy's Dodge pickup that we love so much?
Have that one. You can. That's you, man.
I love that.
So anyway, I had like 5 different cars, and I had our sometime the legs that seemed to pop into frame. She was the one that it was her reaction to this car over the other ones that got it for me. So and it just happened to be a car of my birth year too, so it's even better. So anyway, that's the engine.
I like the letters on the valve cover.
it's a
People have been saying.
I know that car. I have
that was
raced
from the,
that car.
Here we go, Mike.
That car is that is a mod that's available
Hola,
on
that's
Mitsubishi.
Eclipse.
Hola.
Hey, Chris.
Yep.
Is that a Cortina?
No, it's an Escort
That's
Mark
an
1.
escort.
That's an Escort Mark 1.
That's an
Is
escort.
that
Mark
the
one
16 or 18,000
I
or
don't know.
1800 cc?
I don't know, but I will.
What's the valve cover say? Is it Cosworth or Lotus?
It says
It
Lotus.
says Lotus. That's a
Okay, so
1779
No.
cc. It should
Yeah,
be 1.8
yeah.
liters.
1.6.
Is it
Oh, I'm
1.6?
back.
So
Yeah,
all
no,
right.
the Cosworth was a 1.8.
So-
Yeah, it's Lotus.
What we have is a 1972 Ford Escort twin cam race car.
Chris says congrats to you too.
We'll talk about it later. Let's finish.
Congratulations, you done it.
We'll figure this.
So anyway, this has It's a 1600cc Lotus inline 4, a Ford Type E 4-speed manual gearbox, Salisbury limited slip differential, Weber 45 DCOE carbs, adjustable coilovers, full roll cage fire suppression system, a couple of race series logbooks. It's private party, and it is in St. Charles, Illinois.
Basically, it's a giant erection to all four of us.
Right or left hand? I didn't see all the pictures. I've seen a couple pictures. I didn't see what it sold for or anything like that. I don't even remember the bid, to be honest.
It is a right-hand drive car.
It is right-hand drive. Okay, so
Even bigger erection.
Okay.
So yeah, so this was a
British.
This was a UK car.
Yeah.
Stop! I can only get so erect.
and it's clean, right?
This thing is
yeah.
ridiculous.
So it doesn't look like it's had a lot of fender rubbing or
it's in really, really nice condition, but it's got logbooks.
I was going to say it's got logbooks.
So it does have logbooks.
No,
it's actually been used.
This is a built and used race car.
Oh, my erection just got too much.
This Ford Escort is believed by the seller to be a 1992 model, which was converted into a race car when new.
Back up! You say believed by the seller? Back up and read that. Read that again, really quick.
This Ford Escort is believed by the seller to be a 1972 model, which was converted into a race car when new, and was partially refurbished in New Zealand before being imported to the U.S. for completion in 2001.
Okay, I got to pee. I'm going to throw in what I think because sketchy history, so I'm going to say 30.
Okay.
Cool, quick 30. Just because the sketchy history.
Well, keep in mind, wait a second. If it was converted to a race car when new.
Documented.
No, it's that whole first sentence of the seller
believed and then maybe some shit got done in New Zealand. Maybe
could it be a 72? Could it be a 70? Could it be a 75? We don't know.
Is there a VIN number?
There is a chassis number.
Yep.
There's a chassis number.
I had a feeling about
that right there fucks it. Because they believe it to be this, they believe it to be that. There's not a straight up VIN number, it's just chassis number. Yeah.
38 to 40.
Ermine white, which is said to be the car's original color. Big wing steel fender flares. GOM engineering. Plexiglass windshield side windows.
He said 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said 38.
Compomotive classic wheels. Toyo Proxys wheels.
I'm gonna go.
A spare set of mini lights with rain tires is included in the sale. Disc brakes front and rear. 4 pistons, aluminum front calipers.
Now, I've driven this car in a Assetto Corsa, and oh my god.
Well, yeah, but not that car because you believe it to be.
Oh my god, that's my favorite
floors,
racing
full
car.
roll cage, a racing seat with safe trap 5-point harness, factory style door panel. So it's had some modern updates for. And most important to me, it has a fire suppression system.
Yeah. You definitely need that to go modern racing.
Yeah.
They won't let you even onto a track if you don't have that.
Yeah,
I gotta say,
1600cc Lotus Twin Cam 4.
Whether or not the car is as legit as it says, that motor right there is one of my favorite motors. The sound.
So it says 1600cc Lotus Twin Cam 4. Reportedly fresh in 2 seasons ago, it says to feature a DK billet crankshaft, drop forged pistons, big valve cylinder head, Cosworth connecting rods, big bore exhaust, and twin Weber 45s.
So like you said 2 seasons ago, like it's been raced like all the way up to pretty recently, huh?
Dual plate quartermaster clutch. Yeah, but this thing, it's had some modern updates to it. But yeah, vintage motorsport logbook and.
I remember seeing the ad. And I saw a couple pictures. It did look really good. I didn't look at all the pictures though. But
this thing looks amazing. Anyway. Oh, you said 30.
38.
You said 38.
I said 30.
You said 30.
23.
What? 23. From the bathroom. All right, guys. We in?
Are we in, Mike?
23.
We're in.
He said 23.
I know it, so I'm not in.
Yeah, you did see it. 34 grand.
Oh, nice.
So kind of hold on.
Directly in the middle of me and him.
34 grand.
Damn it!
34 grand, right in the middle of these two.
Now, I will say quick.
I almost said.
Hey, so we both get points for that.
Yes, we do. Quick side note on Bring a Trailer.
Versus right rules.
I know.
Tell us the price of their gold.
Okay. Chris.
Yeah,
okay, so Chris, you probably didn't see it either, but you remember their Goldwing, the first premium ad? It sold the other day.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what some bastard with a lot more money than we had bought it for fun?
$5,000. Well, no, not $5,000. $5
I
million.
remember it was over.
Yeah, no, $5 million.
No. Literally, for fun. The number for fun, just for fun, for kicks and giggles.
$5,000.
1, 2,
Well, $5 million. You know what I mean.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Fuck him.
$1,234,567.
Fuck him for having that kind of money.
You see, I have a different reaction to that.
Good
Congrats
for
to that
him.
guy for earning that kind of money.
Right.
But
And congrats to that guy for coming up with that number
To buy that
car
just because.
just because.
it's funny because I was reading.
Like, I want you to know, it's jealousy. that
Okay,
makes
so
me say
anyway,
fuck him.
I was
so
reading.
anyway-
fuck him.
Well, did you read the full ad on that?
Anyway,
car?
there's the 76 Dodge 100.
Oh, that thing's fucking sweet. No reserve.
Look at
too.
that bitch.
Oh.
But
There was a
I saw that one.
yeah.
If
that was
anyone
one I
didn't
thought
know,
about.
though, that Gullwing was actually heavily molested.
and
It
there was that
not
one there,
original at all.
78
Oh.
620. Hey, that was another one I thought about.
Oh, did that go today? That went today, didn't it?
10.5.
Did that pull 10.5?
10.5.
That was at 3 this morning.
Yeah,
that was
this
today.
this was one of the ones that was a potential. This is a 1978 Datsun 620 Deluxe King Cab
I've seen
in a
two
light
of those in
metallic
person.
blue with steel wheels, poverty caps, and it's freaking amazing.
He said poverty cap.
Oh, yeah, because
Yeah.
you can afford regular wheels.
I love that.
Yeah, and it's amazing.
All right, guys.
So, hold on.
Wait.
Before we do that,
Oh.
Sabrina, come over here. Meh.
She's like,
Meh.
really?
Meh.
Meh.
She's like, hell no.
Meh.
It's like, seriously? Really?
Meh.
It's getting there. It's late.
Meh.
It
Oh,
is
yeah, speaking
not
of,
late.
there's your oath of
Yeah,
money.
how much did that sell for? That?
33,250.
All right, continue what we're saying before the end.
Oh, okay. So anyway, one of our people here has congratulated Mike and Sabrina. Why did he congratulate you two?
Because we totally decided that next month on the 13th we're getting married.
This is actually good because I was supposed to be their best man, and this means that I get.
No, you're still being the best man.
Yeah, but it means I don't have to do a whole bunch of shit that I would have had to do otherwise.
Exactly.
Hey, bachelor party.
But this also means that I don't have to get dressed up like at all.
No. Hey,
Bachelor
wear your new deal shirt. That's fine.
Bachelor party. But it's, by the way, this is
Midget strippers.
hold on, just to clarify
When
though.
you're short on cash, check this out. 68 Ghibli.
Okay.
Anyway,
So,
but that wasn't a shortcoming thing. They've been engaged forever.
yeah, so we've actually been together 8 years.
And like since we were in high school.
Yeah, we've been engaged 7 years. The reason we chose July 13th is our anniversary is actually the 15th. So,
Hey, Paige and I did the same thing.
so
Hey.
we're doing it on
It's like
Saturday
right by the same
and
time.
just,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Paige and I literally did the exact
Yeah.
same
Fuck it.
thing.
But it's on Saturday.
No, I'm just gonna say,
you know what,
Like, I'm glad that he has that kind of money,
Over
but
at
at the same
other
time,
porch's
fuck him.
house.
because
Yeah,
one of those
I'll
digits
see
could
that.
change
But
my
I think
life.
That's what we're gonna do.
And
So-
he
So
can just
basically,
put
what
it
we're
in
saying
as
is
a
we
joke.
made friends with them after breaking
Ultimately,
into
what
each
you're
other's
mad
house.
about is that even if you had the money, you
before
weren't
this all
creative
breaks
to come
off,
up with that price for the car.
everybody-
No, if I had that kind of money, I could totally do that. I'm just saying, fuck
He
him
just beat
because
you to
he
it.
has that kind of money. And I
beat
don't.
you to it.
I'm jealous. That's all I'm saying. All right, guys.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo!